Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Slow and Steady with Biswa. And this is the third episode. We are going to talk about how to improve your chess. You see, as I have been mentioning all the while, that chess improvement is a very continuous process. You cannot be like, okay, I do it for a year and then I'll be a great player. It's just like going to a gym. You have to keep on doing this if you want to be fit. And that's the reason why the slow and steady idea of this is that how do you continuously keep working on your chess? How do you keep improving? And for that, well, Biswa does believe in continuous improvement and he would like to join. We will also have Vaibhav who will be joining in some time. Also, Samay whenever he gets time, Anirban as well. So, this is how it is today. It's Biswa who will be here, and a warm welcome to everyone in the chat. How are you guys doing? I hope all is well and you can hear me well. Before I invite Biswa, let me just check if everything is fine. Yeah. Okay, good. Everyone can hear me. Good afternoon, all. And let me invite our student of the day, Mr. Biswa Kalyan Rath. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, hello. Hello, can you hear
Yes,
me?
how are you doing?
I'm very good, but I can't see your
One
screen.
second. I will fix that problem in a second.
Yo, now I can see you.
All is good. How are you
All
doing,
is well.
Biswa?
Very good, very good. What's up? How is your preparation going from I'm Not a GM?
It is going well. I'm finishing all the work. Every day I find some time to to play online. And then
Very nice.
I have 5+1, 3+1, and 1+1. So I have to be good at
Amazing.
all sorts of formats. I think 5+1 is still okay for me, but I need to work a lot on 3+1 and 1+1. Uh, Akshay Nathu says, finally we learn Caro Kann. I've started dreading black pieces due to bad defense. Well, today I think will be more about basics. So, Biswa, the main plan for today is we are going to solve a few positions. We
Yeah.
are going to then go to your one game. Then we are going to learn a bit about Caro Kann. Can't learn everything in like 10-15 minutes, but you get the basics. Then we keep on
Yeah.
improving, and at the end there'll be one endgame position which is a basic one, but I want to see if you remember or not things. And
Cool.
also
Cool.
there's this one series of books called it's called Build Up Your Chess. It's written by Arthur Yusupov, and he has made 10
Okay.
books like this, which is like a full year course. So I'm going to pick up things from these books because it's like a structured course for a year for a player from being unrated to becoming very strong, like around say 2000 or forward. So I'm going to pick up some
Got it.
stuff, and today the first thing we are going to do is based on the first chapter. So are you ready? Okay,
Yes.
so here's your first position, and I think also in the chat, guys, it's more about you putting your brain here to work. So here's the first position: white to play and win, and also,
Knight E7, King H7, Queen H7, Rook H1, mate.
oh, Biswa is on fire, yeah. Take, and checkmate. Do you know this pattern, Biswa?
Anesthesia, mate.
Fantastic. Anastasia's mate,
Okay.
already he knows this, and so this is how it works. You give a check, you force the king here, and then you pick up this pawn and you give a check, and the knight controls these two critical squares, which is like the watchman, and there is a check with the killer. Okay. Biswa's audio would be fixed now, guys. All good. So 97, king h8, and all done. Okay, let's go to the next one here. This one, I don't know if Biswa would know. It's white to play.
Okay. Yeah, this is scissor mate, no? Queen c6, pawn takes c6, bishop e6 mate.
Actually, guys, do you notice how Biswa is cracking this very quickly? Biswa, what is the how are you able to do this? Because earlier you were not. Whenever you would get a position, you would think, but now your speed is growing.
Yeah, these are like patterns I know already.
But
Like
how did you know them?
I think by practicing with you for mate in two, mate in one, and then doing puzzles.
Doing a lot of puzzles helps. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, like I know that if this bishop is there, that bishop is there, that's mate. So I am like seeing that faster.
But that's what this is so you see there's clear improve. This is how, from being someone who had to figure his way out in every position, you now have like guiding,
Yeah,
intuition is guiding you because of practice.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this is a key element of improving as a chess player, guys. You have seen Biswa from being a player who had to think checks, captures, and threats. Oh, check here, capture kahan pe hai? Can I put this here? To a player who is now zoning in on the right move, but that is only because of regular practice that he has done.
Yeah,
Um,
these positions I'm not like actually calculating. I'm just able to see the
intuition.
mate directly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is because of practice. There's no
Yeah.
other way you can do this. Uh,
But if you give me a position where I have to calculate, then I'll take the same amount of time again.
no,
Like there is
we'll
the
see.
yeah.
We'll see. There are positions like that as well. By the way,
Okay.
this is known as Boden's mate.
Okay.
Boden. Uh, so when you use these two bishops to control these two diagonals, it's called Boden's mate.
इसको सीजर मेट भी बोलते हैं ना बिकॉज कैंची की तरह काट रहा है दोनों.
Also possible.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it scissors mate, but the official, like the term which that people use is Boden's mate.
Got it.
Okay, let's go to another one, maybe slightly trickier, but let's see. White to play. What is scissors mate?
Okay.
Gizmo, I think scissors mate is the same. Like when you use two bishops, it's a normal way to say. Like for example, Anastasia's mate. All of you like to call it as Kusha Kapila mate. So you know there will always be different names that you can give. Yeah, very good. In the chat, guys, also try to think whenever you find a move, please write down the solution over there. This is another very typical idea. Akil Tota will I'll bring it back part two. I'll put that up in some time.
Okay.
This is not so trivial, but at the same time not so tough. And also the guiding light always, guys, is the first chapter of improving chess always, which is checks, captures, and threats. If you keep that as your guiding point, you will be able to figure out the moves very quickly.
Okay, that is pinned.
Yeah, another way of understanding how to play is that this is actually mate in one for black. So white cannot really waste time making slow moves like, let's say, knight g4, or I mean knight g4 is still playable because it defends this, but you can't make a move like knight d7 and stuff like that. So you need to be quick, and you can also look at what your opponent is threatening to know what you want to do.
So there are two checks possible. If knight h5, then rook takes h5, and then uh, we don't have anything. So the other check is queen takes on f7. Then two things are possible: king takes on f7, rook takes on f7. If and the other one is queen takes on f8. So that's also a check. If queen f8, then the only option is king f8. Uh, then if we do rook e8, king f7. No, f7. There's the knight is.
King
Oh,
g7.
okay. Got it. Okay, so queen f8, king f8, king rook e8, king g8, and rook g8 mate.
King g7,
Sorry, king
and
g7 and rook g8 mate. Okay, got it.
very good. So again, this is one pattern which you haven't seen often.
Yeah.
That's why it took you some time. But this is again a very common. By the way, Grandmaster Srinath Narayanan in the chat, and he's saying, I'm surprised Biswa took so long to find this one. So now your expectations are increased from people. You have to find it quickly. But I think
Wow.
this was not so tough. Like you take, check, and rook g8. This is known as Arabian mate. When you
Got it.
use a knight and a rook to checkmate
Yeah.
the king.
That's good because I have Arabica coffee right here. Okay, can you see?
Oh,
What is this? Arabica coffee.
Arabica coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is how you checkmate. So that was a little bit slower than before, but let's see how quickly you get this one. Uh, white to play and win. Guys,
This
in the
is
chat, you guys were very good. You did it very quickly, and people in the chat are saying don't put pressure on Biswa. But I think if you play a game of chess, there always is pressure. So
it's somehow okay. Rook g8 definitely has to be the first move because that's the only check. Rook g8, rook takes g8. Now,
I would say,
uh,
Biswa, try to look at all the first checks which are there.
okay,
It's not the
got
only
it.
check.
Got it. Yeah, there is another one. Knight g6, pawn takes g6, uh, rook h. Yeah, okay, like that also is there. ठीक है चेक करते हैं rook g8 rook takes g8 and if now knight g6 pawn takes and you don't have a good move so knight g6 pawn takes g6 now rook h1 king g7 rook h7 yeah it's mate.
I like when someone checkmates the opponent. They are not sure it's checkmate. They are looking around, and very nicely done. Check. And this is one of the reasons why always jotting down candidate moves is the best way to work in chess. You cannot just say rook g8 and go ahead with it for 10 moves. Like, let's say this, something you calculate, and then you're like, no, this doesn't work. You have to first look at your options which are there in the position. So this is one option, this is
Yeah,
another option, and then you go on so that you are sure that there are many possibilities. So check
but if
here,
yeah if after okay first show the line and then I'll
take, check, king g7 only move, and checkmate. Again, what is this mate called, Viswa?
Arabian mate.
Yes, Arabian mate.
Just
And
one thing. What if King G7 here?
yes, this
Then
you should have solved it.
if King G7, then knight. If King G7, then knight goes where? Knight can go to E7. So that's check. King can go to H8 or F7 or even H6. It's not forcing enough. Okay.
Guys, how do you finish off the game here? King G7.
If King G7, if knight takes on F8, check. King takes on F8. Now Rook G8 check. King F7 and uh, how is it not? It's not mate. I mean, I can take the other rook 8,
Yeah.
and then I can win. But I can't find a mate.
Well, you take this first. I think that seems. I was also looking at other options here. What I usually try to think is if the king goes next move to f7, where is my next check coming from if I move this knight? So I would quickly in my head try to think the knight goes here, here, but there are no checks coming immediately to when the king goes to f7. So in that way, you realize that you don't have a very good discovered check. You can also think about knight h5 here, but after let's say king h6 or king f7, it doesn't look to do much. So once you have eliminated all the other possibilities which look futile, I think knight f8 looks like the only decent move. And then it's a check, so he takes here. And now again, once again, check is one option.
Or
Or you,
knight takes H7.
yeah, you can just take here and just argue that your rook is more active than his rook. So why should I exchange it for now?
Yeah, and we have good passed pawn. So,
Yeah, and this is
should be.
actually winning position. Your pawn up with two active pieces, king also more active than his. So it shouldn't be too difficult to win this.
Yeah.
So you are right. And the thing is, this variation should have been part of your solution. That
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this take pawn up position. But if he takes hg6, then rook h1 is a mate.
Got it.
Okay, let's go to the next one. And I hope that people in the chat are also trying to solve this. Guys, this is very important that you put your head around it. This one is black to play over here.
Interesting. Okay. Um, Queen H2, King takes H2, Rook H8, King. King H. King G. 1 is the only move. Now, if we give. What is our other check? The other check we have is knight e2. Now, if king comes to h1, it's forced mate because of Anastasia's mate. So queen has to take. Now, once queen takes on,
So very interesting suggestion by Biswa is to play this. If you take, then oops, sorry. If you don't take King H1, then you take and checkmate. Anastasia's mate, as we just saw.
so
But
he
of course
has
he
to
will
take.
take.
Yeah.
But this is what I want, Biswa. I want you to look. If you want to become stronger, you will have to jot down the possibilities right at the very go, I know that sometimes you can't jot down everything, because what happens is that something might be more complicated. Like, let's say after looking at everything, you realize g6 is the right move. You can't
Right.
jot it down at the first, but at least some which are obvious have to be jotted down instantly.
Yeah, Queen H2 looks like very strong move for some reason, but it's not leading to a concrete end. Um, okay, what other option is there at the beginning? Uh, Checks are only two. There is no other check. There is no strong capture also. So I think I'll let me just try this Queen H2 idea. Queen H2, King H2, Rook H8, King G1. That's his only move. Now, uh, now if we do Knight E2 check, Queen takes. We have nothing there.
Very interesting. You see, you know the pattern. Now it's about making it work. This is where your skill comes in, because if someone doesn't know the pattern itself, this becomes very tough to solve. When you know it, you should be able to.
That Queen has to be distracted from that, from protecting E2. So
Creative noob, you should think what if that is a possibility or not. Utkarsh Thakur says, loved the variety show that Biswa hosted yesterday. Great puzzle, Sagar Shah. Yeah, we will ask Biswa about his show and his upcoming shows as well.
what is the problem here? Man, there is this move, Knight G3, which is I can't even calculate it. Knight G3. Now Queen has to take Queen. If Queen takes Queen, then Knight E2 seems like a mate.
Which knight? Which knight?
The other Knight, like Knight D2 E2 seems like a mate.
Knight D E2. Yes.
Yeah.
Seems like a
If
mate.
yeah, it is a mate.
Uh,
But after Knight G3, it's not. Yeah, it is forcing. He has to take the Queen. What else will he do? Okay, so after Knight G3, if he takes, say, on um D4, then we just fork the king and the queen with Knight E2. If
which one?
Knight, we take the queen, and
Biswa, come on.
I mean, we can mate him also, but I want to take his queen just for show off purpose.
No, no. For show off, you have to do the Anastasia's mate. Come on.
Okay, cool. So then Queen H2 and Rook H8 mate. Now if Knight G3 and he takes our knight, then we just take his queen. So I guess Knight G3 is the correct move.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You see, it was not so simple. This move, Knight G3, that was here. But you could have found it if you had thought of that you need to distract the queen, which you did. That knight e2 is the move that you want to play. Now, if the knight is taken by any of the pawns, then it's a free queen here. And if the queen is taken, this is a very pretty checkmate with two knights. And it happens many times, such checkmates with two knights around the king. But of course, you also needed this rook to be here. And if you would have taken queen takes d4, then as Biswa says, if you want to play in style, you can take this. But of course,
This is more
Anastasia's.
stylish.
Yeah, well done, well done.
Very
So,
nice, no?
very
That's damn
beautiful
nice
position. Beautiful
Yeah.
position.
It's from an actual game or what?
Yes, it happened in a game. I'll tell you which game it was. Let me check. I will, no, there, it's not from a game. I
Got it.
couldn't find it.
Okay.
It's just a composed position. And here's your next one and last position for to solve. And guys, try to get it as quick as before Biswa gets it. Let's see if you can do it. White to play and win.
Yeah, it's just rook c6 and bishop e6, bishop a6 mate.
Beautiful. Take, take, and checkmate. I guess not many would have been able to solve it before. And what is this called?
Boden's mate.
Perfect. Okay, so this was about mates, and let's go to one of your games that you shared with me. And I think this is one of the things which we will do in most of the slow and steady sessions, where we will check out one of Biswa's games to see how he's playing. Of course, Biswa, what is the current? How many games are you playing on an average per day?
5-6.
Five, six,
Yeah.
and consistently
Yeah, yeah.
at the time control of 10 plus 0.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So here Biswa is playing with white. His opponent is 1400 and he plays the opening in open Sicilian, queen to c7. Now, did you find this move little weird?
Yeah.
Did you
But
think
I
you could take advantage of it?
mm, I couldn't I thought this is some theoretical line. So I thought I don't remember, but I thought might as well keep developing
Yeah,
because there's no
usually queen c7 is the best place for the queen, but they play a6 before that, just so that it
knight
doesn't.
b5 doesn't come.
Knight b5. So here knight b5 was an interesting move that you could have tried. But I would say that this is slightly above your understanding right now, but try to understand this concept, which is
Okay.
that if queen d8 goes back, then you would play a move which is very strong. Can you tell me what?
Uh, bishop bishop g5 is an idea, but I think it's not good.
No, you'll just take it perhaps. I know
Then
that you have a check here, but this knight usually gets trapped on a8. So
okay,
what will
okay, okay.
happen is that you may get a pawn, another pawn, but you will lose two pieces for a rook, which you don't
Got it.
want.
Got it. Okay, so here what I can do is the d6 square is weak.
Very
So
good.
knight
Any
d6.
square which is not protected by a pawn is a weakness. So your mind should quickly look at this weakness which you saw. And so what move comes to your mind?
Knight d6,
Hmm?
bishop takes d6, queen d6, and
How do you
he'll
assess this position?
it's much better for white. Not much better, slightly better, I would say, because the game has just started. He can exchange the queens and continue. He can try to exchange the queens, etc. But he can't immediately castle. And I am very close to castling, and I have good center control, so it's good for white.
Yes. Also, you missed a very important point that white has the bishop pair here.
Okay,
And that is always an advantage in an open board.
got it.
It's a huge advantage. Also, another thing is because all his pawns here are on light squares, what does that mean?
His dark squares are weak,
And
and
he
he doesn't
has,
have a dark. He doesn't have a dark square bishop.
so actually a very tangible edge for white with all
Got
these
it.
reasons. So this becomes one way. The other move which comes to your mind here instead of nd6 is how do you take advantage of all these weaknesses more?
E5.
E5, but in an opening when you have a choice between moving a pawn or a piece, developing a piece, prefer development.
Then bishop f4.
Beautiful. Bishop f4 looking at this square and this square. So I think
Got
this
it.
is how you could have got a very sizable edge here. But always remember, opponent is not your friend. So he won't go back queen d8. What will he do? He will play queen c6. Now
Okay.
general mindset of yours until now has been what is attacked and how can I play. So I want you to think of a move here for white, and then I will, this is the reason why I feel this is slightly advanced concept, but let's see if you can grasp it. White to play. Oh, AD in the chat. Yeah, Adiban, hello, welcome AD. Justice for married people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then, uh, see, knight b3 I would play in the game. That's for sure. But
Knight,
knight c3. Sorry,
knight c3 you would play, right?
like knight b to c3.
Both are on B. So here you have to say knight 1 c3.
Okay, knight 1 to c3. I would play in the game because
So
it's
now
developing and stuff.
what you need to think this way. If you play knight c3, what will your opponent do that will be the most uncomfortable for you?
a6.
Very good. What will you do then? See, you're getting attacked. So now, did your move knight c3 actually help you?
No, it took away one square, one good square from my knight to come back. Now
Unless
I
you
have
have
to.
some way to, after knight c3, to do something here.
Knight d4, then gain a tempo on the queen. The queen has to move. Queen goes back to c7, I guess.
And you have a normal position here. So Biswa, it's not a bad one. You can play bishop e2 again, your normal stuff, castle, bishop e3, correct?
Yeah,
This is how you would play normally. But now
yeah,
I want you to think slightly different, and this is not easy. And the move here is bishop f4. You're like, what? How can this move be any good? But look, I'm creating a very clear threat here, which is to give you a check. The other one is also to give you a check here. So
but
what will
first he
black
has a
do?
check.
Yes. What will black
Uh,
play?
Queen e4.
And now the point is, if you don't do anything, you will lose the bishop. So why did I
Correct.
do this?
Uh,
What should
I
white
mean,
play
I
here?
can't even see a move beyond bishop e3. So,
It is the correct move. Bishop e3. Now threatening a check here once again. Threatening this pawn. Next move threatening to bring a knight out with tempo. And this is where you have to realize this is a field in the game where you realize your lead in development was worth a pawn.
okay, okay, okay.
So that is why you gave up. What you did is you went to b5, you lured the king queen out, and then you put your pieces now very quickly. Knight c3, bishop e2, bishop f3 may come, castle, or bishop may jump to d3. And for one pawn, you have a huge lead in development. Queen could go to g4. And somehow, I cannot exactly tell you all the threats here because there are many. But I think it's already clear that white is better. You can also win a pawn like this, which is not a bad pawn to win if the queen moves back, let's say queen c6, because it again attacks the queen.
Nice. Got it. So this is like a gambit kind of idea.
This is more like a very yeah, you're playing with an initiative, and it's not a very obvious gambit to do. Yeah, it's like a gambit that you give up. Uh,
Okay.
so I think this was something which is not easy to play or understand, but I guess you understood it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That you can sometimes, when you move forward and you don't see a move, like let's say if you don't see bishop f4 here, then knight b5 makes no sense really. If you don't see bishop f4, then you will be like, oh, knight c3 a6 karega, wapas jayega, why to do this? Let's simply develop here only, same thing. Okay. So you played knight c3, a6. Now we are back into the main line. Bishop e2, knight to f6, castles. Very good. Knight to c6. And now I would really like you to think about your bishop here, which you did in the game. You put it on g5. As we have previously mentioned, bishop on g5, if you realistically are planning to take here, it's not necessary. But in this case, even if I play h6, you can take this, and this is a good structure for black. It's sort of solidifies his central structure. So many people don't prefer to put their bishop on g5, and also bishop e7 is a very natural move to play for it. So what would you
I,
play here instead of
bishop
bishop g5?
e3 is good.
Yes, this is
Bishop
what
e3 is good.
this is what I would like you to do.
Got it.
Keep the bishop here, then go f4. Remember, we had also thought of queen e1, queen g3 ideas, where king goes to h1. These are all simple moves in the Sicilian, which you should
Got
play.
it.
Also, one more very important move is a4, preventing b5. So bishop g5, bishop e7. You took here, which is okay. Pawn takes. And now you played this move. Why did you do this?
To prepare e5, I think.
Rahul Yashasvi asks one very important question here, so I'll just take it, which is after queen c6, why bishop f4? Why not direct bishop e3? Again, not a bad move, but you have to think what's your plan for a6. If you don't have much, yes, you can go knight a7 here, and then queen c7 take. With then you can also assess this position where you've got the bishop pair, but black is slightly happier to give up that bishop than this one. Also, you have to really be sure about whether your bishop like this take check here and this position, which seems okay. I mean, after say something like bishop e2 or something, this looks like a fine position.
No, he'll take g2.
Now calculate.
If he takes g2,
Remember, you're threatening to pick up this knight.
so rook f1.
No. Go with the tempos first, always.
Oh, bishop f3. Very nice move. Very nice move.
Attacking this and picking up this is
Yeah, very nice
always.
move.
In openings, when you play in such position, bishop e2, it's always okay to give up most of the times if you get a lead in development, because you always have this move. And then the
Got
bishop
it.
goes on a very good square.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Okay, so here your idea is to play e5, as you said. But what should black do if he's not your friend?
e4.
Sorry?
Sorry, e5.
Yes. He should have done this, and he gets such a cool position. Bishop comes out, castles, rook d8. I think you don't have any edge here. But your opponent was slightly careless, and he played rook castle. You went e5. Now you got what you wanted. Rook d8, queen f4, knight d5. He took, you took back. Bishop h5. Now, let's think about this position, Biswa, and try to think what should white do here.
Okay, so I realized that his queen is unprotected, and if I can somehow get something on f7, then I can attack it and create possibilities.
Look at Biswa, smart, yeah. He wants to do bishop h5, bishop takes f7, king f7 तो नहीं आएगा वैसे भी, but
Yeah,
e6 and something like this you want to do. These
yeah,
are the patterns in your head.
yeah.
But if you think about it logically, bishop h5, he played bishop e6 in the game, and your all the ideas were not working.
True, but I couldn't find like how to like
ये
how to
bishop,
proceed otherwise.
how that's what I want you to think now. Think.
Okay,
Where does this bishop on h5 is a very unidimensional move with just one threat, and he could easily defend it. So can you do something better?
his bishop I can take, but then it'll be equal position, equalish. Once I take his bishop and queen comes to e7, right now I feel like I have a small edge.
Yes, I also
Uh,
agree
yeah, but if
because
I
of
that e5 pawn only,
very good gives you more space.
yeah. But once I exchange the bishops and then like my queen alone is not that powerful. With the bishops, it's creating some chances. So that's what I felt.
You
There's
can't
another idea. Rook d1 is a good idea.
rook d1. Okay,
Rook d1. So the idea is rook d3 and then rook g3 eventually.
very interesting. Anything else?
Another idea can be, now that I'm thinking about it, is bishop d3.
Fantastic. Look at this bishop would be so much happier on this post. Also looking this side if required. And it is just the best square for the bishop. So if you
Yeah.
went this, then you have your other idea, which was a rook lift, can also happen. How?
Rook e1 and
Which rook would you bring? This one
I
on e1 or this one?
no the other one, the rook a1,
Why?
because I am planning to play f4 in the future because that e5
Very
pawn is
nice,
alone.
very nice. I'm so happy. I mean, this is all feel, yeah. This is all understanding of chess. Very excellent. Bishop d3, rook e1. Bring your rook up and maybe on g3 later to attack. So this becomes a very good plan in such a position. Also, let's say black goes bishop e6, rook a e1, and black will try to mobilize his central majority here with c5 because he also needs to do something.
Yeah,
So, how do you continue here?
b3.
Or b3, always remember he will get play. His files open up and all of it. So, instead, what do you do? You
Yeah, I
want the
can't.
bishop on this diagonal.
Yeah, I can't play c4. Hmm, I don't want to play c4. Okay. Uh,
Calm move. Like b3, but a better one.
c3.
Yes. C3 is looks like a good move so
Ah,
that you can
okay.
keep this bishop on this diagonal. Now, look, in our bid to be positional, we forgot about tactics. When he played bishop e6, you already have a tactical shot. Can you find it?
Let's see.
Do you remember this concept of LPDO, loose pieces drop off? And always remember the piece need not be undefended. It could also be loosely defended here or inadequately. So you see one time defended attacked, one time defended. So it's already a loose piece. Devin Anand,
I
you're right.
mean, it's just queen h4,
Calculate.
queen h4, and if he moves the bishop, we get the rook. If
If he
he,
moves the bishop, you can checkmate him on h7.
oh wow,
But that's why it's a very interesting move. Queen h4,
is
very
it a,
principled. You are threatening mate on h7, like taking on h7, you're also threatening the bishop. So is that a better how now take me through this and make your move. Next move. I don't want you to what will you play here as white?
here?
Yes.
Yeah, queen h4 only.
Think. Because what will black do in defense? What are black's options? Otherwise, if queen h4 is not working, what you will do with white? Try to calculate very quickly and come up with the answer.
Queen h4. What will he do? He'll play. I think f6 is bad move. Queen h4.
Defense को कैसे, how will you start considering good moves for your opponent? This is very important, Biswa, in order to improve. If you play queen h4, threatening the h7 pawn and e7 bishop, first thing that should come to your mind is if he defends either of the 2 points. Okay, and defend meaning very important to understand. Like if you go queen h4, h6 is the first move that should come to your mind.
But then he's losing his bishop.
So bad move. Queen h4, if h6 is not possible, next move that should come to your mind is this bishop should be saved somehow. So rook
So,
e8.
okay.
Then what is your move?
Queen takes h7 and queen h8 mate.
Correct. So even this
So he
does
can't
not
do that.
work. So then what is the move that black is left with? If
Bishop takes bishop.
exactly, this should, all these three things which happened, like attacking h7 h6, attacking e7 rook e8, does not work. Oh, then I must take bishop takes g5.
So bishop
Has to.
takes g5, queen h7, king f8, queen h8, king. Yeah, this king escapes kind of. But hold on, it might be good for us only. King e7. Now queen g7, and this king will go to. Okay, he has to defend his bishop, or he can let it go actually. uh, King c7, queen takes on g5, uh, and now he will try maybe to get his king to c7, or he can do
क्या किया आपने यहाँ पे? दिस और फिर क्या किया इधर ब्लैक का मूव?
king. Sorry, यहाँ पे he'll play rook g8.
Yes, very good. This is very critical move, last move of the defense, and you are lost as black, as white.
Yeah.
So you realize that in this position, when you actually think of queen h4, you will be in big trouble after he takes this, because you cannot take it. You will lose the game. You may have to reconsider
Then
and pick up the bishop.
no, why can't we do bishop takes on h7?
Yes, very good. Just
Bishop takes on, yeah.
changing the move order. Go
Now
on.
he will. Okay, let's start with king takes on h7. Now queen h4. He can't take our bishop, so he has to go back. Now we take the bishop.
And how good is this position after rook e8? You have won a pawn. Does it favor you or does it favor your opponent?
It's better for me because now I'll put bishop on d6, and it's hard for him to play. Now I'll just bring my rook to h3. Excuse me, Corona. I'll just bring my rook to, yeah, yeah, either g3, f3, h3. So
h3
one
nahi,
of those.
h3 is bishop is there.
Okay, g3, and I'll push now. Actually, I'll push f4, f5, and then bring this rook out and play this. Obviously, he'll come to queen b6, and he'll start doing his game. But we have king h1, and we'll be safe.
So tell me one thing. If in this position you're pawn up, who does it? Of course, pawn up favors you. But even if you are not, the opposite color bishop position, whom does it favor? Because he has a light squared bishop, you have a dark
Okay,
squared
got it.
bishop. So who does it favor?
It favors me because his pawns are blocking his bishop's activity
That
because
is
they are in
not,
the same color.
he can always push them. The reason why any opposite color, you know, opposite color bishops can lead to draw.
Got it.
This with less pawns or with less pieces on the board. But when there are major pieces on the board, the side which has the dash in an opposite color bishop position is better. So what would come in that? The side which has, who is better when there are opposite color bishop on the board? The side which has what gets the advantage.
Queen.
Queen,
Uh,
of course, but queen, I mean, queen could be passive, but something where it's basically attack. You know, the side which has the
okay.
initiative or the attack. So
Got
here
it.
you
Okay.
see
Okay.
your king is very safe. For him to get to your king is difficult. But as you rightly pointed out, your rook will swing over, and whenever attack begins, his bishop can never exchange your bishop. That is the big problem.
Okay.
And so there will always be an additional attacker for you.
Hmm.
While imagine if you had a light dark squared bishop somewhere, you would come forward and try to exchange one of your attackers. So whenever there are opposite color bishops on the board, attack or initiative is very important. And many people have this notion, oh, draw ho jayega, draw ho jayega. That is not true. If you take out all the major pieces from the board here, then yes, good chances for black to draw this game, even in spite of being pawned down. But when all the major pieces are there on the board, not really.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so very good here. You spotted this. Bishop h5 you played in the game. Not a great move. But now look at Biswa's idea. He wanted to bring his rook up, which is a very cool idea, Biswa. And I'm very happy that you found this rook lift. And now you have 3 pieces in the attack, which is nice. But somehow it's not enough because he also has very solid defense here. He went king h8. Good move. Now you brought your 4th piece into the attack, which is again a good, like, overall very nice, but the rook doesn't know how to get into the attack. That is a problem. So d4, and now you brought the rook in. Excellent. Bishop d5 was played here by him, which was not the best idea because the bishop stops controlling a very important square on g4, which we will see in the game. Now you played a brilliant move here. Do you remember?
Yes.
You took here. How did you come up with this?
I considered sacking the rook in the previous move only, not the previous, 2 moves earlier before I brought out my rook. Because I knew that if anything has to happen, it has to happen right now. Okay, once his pawns come in and he'll, like, all my initiative will fade, like in like 3-4 more moves. So I knew anything has to happen right now. But the rook sack was not working, so I thought might as well keep the other rook ready
Yes, very good. This
to
is very
swing over.
important. Look at this. What Biswa thought is very nice. He thought that here rook takes g7 is in the air. He thought takes, check, king f8, check, king e7, check, king d7, and he saw that the king is running away. And the bishop and queen are not enough. So he brought his last reserves into the game. Very mature play. Very mature play. Bringing the last piece, but of course the problem remains that it's not enough to attack. But here moment he played this good move, you took here, and now he has no time to take on e4 because of
Uh, the queen h6 mate.
absolutely checkmate. So therefore he had to play here king takes, and then you gave a check. Now he went
So I'll
king.
tell you something very odd. In the previous move, when I play rook g7, the computer gives me a huge advantage. Okay. Uh,
When
yeah,
here,
no, no, no. Here, when I sacrifice the rook,
yeah,
okay, the computer gives me a huge advantage, like +4 or something. And then I play queen f6, and the advantage becomes equal. But the computer doesn't suggest any better move.
it is not a big advantage. That is the problem. the
But then why
computer
is
is
computer saying
the
it's
computer is not very strong, so
okay?
sometimes weak computers fluctuate, but a
Got it.
strong computer shows draw. Even rook takes g7 is a draw, it's not winning.
Got it.
Did you consider what to do for king f8?
Yeah, the idea was only queen f6 and sorry, queen h6 and somehow invade and try to.
No, let's think. This is an important moment, I feel, in the game.
So if we do queen
Because
h8,
see, there are two things. First of all, you look at king g8, king h7, and king f8. Now king h7 is looking okay. King g8 is what he did in the game, which was a bad idea because it allowed your rook to come in with a check. So the natural move is to think of king f8.
So king f8, right? If we do queen h8, then king e7, then just repeat and draw.
That is a possibility. I don't take it as a completely impossible thing. Like queen h8, king here, then you give a check again. Then he goes to d7 because if he goes back, he may lose. Also, there is e8. If he goes to d7, I believe you will give a check. Then the king goes here, check, king e7, and a draw, most probably. But let's look at something more. Yeah, is it possible to do something more?
Okay, so another idea is how to get this idea actually. Mm, so queen h6 check is there,
Yeah.
but it does not accomplish much because it just helps the king run away actually. Uh, wow. Okay. What about just e6?
Yeah, this is a beautiful move. I
Because
believe
if
that this is very, very dangerous because now, if you look at this position, yes, you are a piece down, rook down. Yes, your other rook is also hanging, but it may not be so simple for him here. What will you play?
bishop takes f7.
Ooh, okay. I was thinking more on some checks. Do they work here? Because see, when you give a check, the king is running out. So can you do something where you stop that king running?
Uh,
Very good.
if we do e7, just
Yeah,
e7 check,
yeah.
queen takes,
Hey, Biswa, come on. Queen takes.
and that's queen h8 mate, guys.
Exactly, exactly. So he can't take. What will he do?
Uh, king, wow, the king has to move only. King e8, but that is mate. That's
How?
not mate. That's
How?
not mate.
I want you to
Uh,
find the best way here quickly.
uh, bishop takes f7. Stupid move.
Go on quickly. Like,
Bishop
don't.
takes f7. King to d7. Now, how to d7? Now, queen e6 is mate or what?
Checkmate.
Wow! 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 Wow!
So he can't go to e8. So he goes to g8.
Insane. Now, though, it seems like is it a one move mate or okay? If we start with bishop takes e7, then king h8 only move and queen h6 is mate.
Is it?
कहाँ जाएगा? कुछ आएगा बीच में, आ रही यार ये बिशप आ जाएगा बीच में, एच बिशप एच7 आ जाएगा. ओके, सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद क्वीन f7, किंग h8. Now it's not mate. Okay, there is one more idea. Sorry, bishop takes f7, king has to go to um,
By the way, one very important point mentioned here. Bishop takes f7. King h8 is illegal,
h7.
yeah?
Yeah,
Yes, queen is there.
h7.
So queen here, king here.
Now, little problem, but
थोड़ा बड़ा problem हो गया है.
what about we now just take the rook with our pawn
I
and
think you have two rooks less in the position. So if you take one, he will take back one. He'll still remain a rook up. So you see, king g8 is a tough nut to crack. Try to think. Bishop f7 maybe not the best.
hmm, queen f6 uh, has no threat actually. Okay, queen f7. Oh, yeah. Queen f7, nice one. Very nice one. Queen f7, now king h8 only move. Now, uh, if we just do, arey yaar, it's so close but not working.
You have to make it work.
Yeah, now if we do pawn takes d8, queen, then queen takes queen,
Yes, he cannot take with the rook. Why?
because he loses queen.
Yes.
And now what do you do? Oh, we give queen f6 check and pick up his. No, we can't.
Queen f6 check or queen takes f6.
Yeah.
Queen will take it.
Yeah. किसी तरह तो होना चाहिए था कुछ. I mean, we can just do e8 queen, rook takes, then we take his queen, and his rook has to move. But this, oh, okay. I mean, you can play on. We still have play here.
Who do you think is winning here?
I think black is winning, but
How?
because he's one pawn up proper, and he has two rooks for a queen, which is better.
Black is a pawn
Although
down, huh?
black is pawn down. Oh, sorry, he has pawn down. Okay. Uh, mm, okay, then I wouldn't call it winning or anything. It is equal with we are slightly more active.
But I'm worried about my back rank here.
Oh man.
Because one move by the bishop somewhere in the right place and I might get black back rank mated. So
Yeah. Mm,
I don't know
but
how
it
to can you find a good move for black here?
for black is
Because if there was no back rank, imagine a pawn on h3 or g3, I would give this as an advantage to white because the black king is so weak. And the queen is like a missile here, attacking here, could come back, attack this. You know, always in queen versus two rooks, we have seen queen is like a missile. It can go in different directions very quickly. It needs uh, weaknesses to attack. But when there are no weaknesses, then the rooks are better. In
got
this
it.
case, I would say the queen is better than the two rooks, but the white face is a very specific problem, which is a back rank mate here. So, what would be a good move?
Um, actually, bishop takes c2.
This is a
Let's see,
possibility. And
better
then I'll go
queen.
h3 and then we'll continue the game. Maybe it's okay for black there. But there is a stronger idea, I guess.
Okay. Rook c8.
Yeah, but rook c8, as we know, this would just end in like good position for white. Queen f4, and then I'll play h3. Then I have the queen. I am attacking h6. You know, it's
Okay. Got it. Uh, uh, oh man. If we play bishop f3,
Bishop?
f3 or bishop g5, g6,
What
g6
is
we take.
better, bishop f3 or bishop g6?
Bishop g6 I can't take.
Bishop
Bishop f.
f3 loses in two ways for black.
Yeah, I don't want to play
No,
bishop
why?
f3.
How?
Because I'll just take it and then there's no back rank. So
Take
bishop
what?
g6 is. I'll
Gf3,
take your
right?
bishop on
Yes, with the
f3.
pawn.
Yeah,
Or you can
yeah,
take the
yeah.
rook also.
Oh
Because
wow.
then take no me. So
Bishop
therefore, bishop takes.
g6. Bishop g6.
Calculate further. Does black win a piece?
Bishop g6. Mm, yeah, it doesn't win. Does it win? Okay,
Mate
bishop
है यहाँ पे.
g6. Yeah, so we have to play uh, g3 or
G.
h3.
Then I will take this. No.
Yeah, you take. What else can I
But
do?
then I have two
Okay,
rooks and a piece.
g6. What is? How can I stop it? Okay, g4.
Very good. And here, now you have to assess this position. For me, this position no longer remains very clear. Because, yes, it's this is a weak king here. But so is this king weak now. So I don't know who is better. I feel like it should be around equal. Maybe white is slightly better. I don't know. But it seems difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
So if we go here, this analysis actually began with this move king f8.
Got it.
And you could calculate it in a way because e6, I mean, bishop e4 is one move we saw. The other move to look at is bishop takes e6. Then you have rook e6.
Okay, so yeah, that's it.
And then you have this threat of a mate. This looks like a very strong attack here.
Yeah.
So therefore, actually, this was very critical. Bishop takes e4. And I don't know if there is a winning move here. Let me just check. I don't know. Let me check with the engine. I have not been.
What about bishop f7 here?
Bishop f7, I did not like.
He just give up his queen or what?
No. Just queen is and queen h8. So bishop f7. Just there is no threat actually. Bishop f7. I can maybe just play rook a7 or something. You don't have a threat.
Now, if I do bishop g6,
Yeah, just
king
king
goes.
g8.
I win the bishop.
Yeah. But then, I mean, this is bad, yeah? Like queen g, rook
Yeah, yeah.
f8, queen comes in. So here you have too much material loss. You need to play faster.
Got it.
Like you need to. So e7. Actually, our calculation is not bad, yeah, as per the engine. King g8 again only move, yeah, Biswa here. King e8 means that mate we saw with the bishop and queen. And if queen takes e7, queen h8 is a mate. So therefore, king g8. Now, only move again. Queen takes f7. Bishop f7 is losing to king h7.
Yeah.
So queen f7, king h8, and now again, if you want to play for a win, then the only move is queen take. Queen takes c7, bg6, g4, bishop h5, gh5, and according to the engines, this is around equal position.
Amazing.
So here he should have gone king f8, he or king h7, which was a good move. And once again, I think you would have to go like rook g4, threatening a mate, rook g8, check, and a draw ho jata tha. There is no way to play for a win here. So when he went king g8, You went rook g4. He went king f8. And now, guys, in the chat as well as Biswa, please find the winning move for white. This is not an easy one. This is very, very tricky. Very tricky.
I know what I played.
I know everyone is tired. Actually, this calculation sessions are very tiring. At the same time, you feel like, "Arey yaar kya?" But it improves your brain power in chess. You are
Yeah,
able to
for sure.
think better.
Okay, so let's calculate. यहाँ पे first of all, one stupid move. Let's get out of the way is rook g8. Rook g8, king takes g8, and we have nothing to follow it up with.
Very cool.
And no good check, no nothing. Okay. If we play queen h8, king king e7, queen back to f7. That this is a position you have seen, and it will go into the similar sort of this thing. What can we do then? Queen h8, okay, queen h6, which I have played in the game, so I know it doesn't do it.
एक move Biswa is able to discard. So this is very important, Biswa, that what happens is you see a move, it doesn't work, you get bogged down. That's why I've been telling you look at options from the first, so that when you finish one variation, you know कि हाँ मैंने और दूसरा option I've seen before. Let me go to it.
Okay, there is rook g7, strong move.
What is your threat after rook g7?
What is the threat? But it looks very strong. Okay, the threat is there must be a threat. Rook g7. Mm, यार मेट तो नहीं हो रहा है उधर. हाँ हो रहा है.
Imagine I give you one more move as white. Then what will
Yeah,
you do?
bishop takes f7.
No, but there is a bishop there on d5. You forgot
Yeah,
about
so
it.
okay, so then I'll play e6.
No, but then I'll take bishop e6.
Yeah,
There is no threat, but it
okay.
looks very strong.
Okay, what about queen g7? Queen g7 check.
No, no, no. I want you to. I'm giving you a move, rook g7, and I'm giving you another move. Only then you will be able to crack this with white. What will you do? See this one, Biswa. Remember, when the queen is here, all that you need is a rook to come in and give a check here. Checkmate.
Oh,
So when you play rook
okay.
g7 and I give you another move with white, what is your move?
Rook h7.
And then game
Got
over
it, got it.
actually. It's game. It's and so playing rook g7 is like laughing at your opponent's face and telling him ki bhai you have one move I know but you can't do anything with my threat of rook h7,
Wow.
rook h8.
That's an insane this thing.
It's very difficult to make such moves.
Yeah.
And if he goes queen e7, he says no, no, I don't believe you. I'm coming queen e7. What do you do?
I don't know. I'm just checking. Rook takes f7. Then
Bishop takes.
then to mate hai.
कौन सा कौन सा
Queen h8 mate.
No.
Oh, bishop comes in between. Idiot
Bishop
bishop.
c8.
You know, there is an interesting move here. You will go mad You'll go crazy.
Hmm.
Rook G8 check.
It is the best rook. And now, with your newfound knowledge of queen versus two rooks, do
Yeah.
you see who is better here? White or black? Chat. Who is better here? Queen or two rooks?
Um, I think Queen is better.
Why?
It's more active. A and B. Those rooks are not on open files. They'll take a while to come. This thing, but this game is very drawish.
No, wrong. It is a huge advantage to white. Huge.
How?
Just play anything. C5 is hanging. Next move, I'm coming queen f6 attacking here.
Okay.
Basically, this king is too weak. The bishop and queen will actually launch a very strong attack.
Okay.
There's no, I mean, try to make some moves. First of all, I'm threatening to pick this up.
Okay. So Rook C8.
Okay.
Now what do you play? You'll play Queen F6, I guess,
I'm
or
threatening. I'm thinking Queen f6 is one move, which is very good. I can play that. I can also play f4, which is also
F4 is
very
very
good.
nice. I
So
actually
that I
like
have
F4 a lot.
another piece, another pawn which will come in to the attack. But Queen f6 is also nice, attacking this pawn. You
You
don't have
can't
Rook
defend it.
c6 because your other rook is hanging. Black is
Okay.
not in time to coordinate stuff. That is the problem.
Okay. Now if King F8,
King f8, then I'll take with check, no?
this pawn is going. Okay. Now I think I'll just play C4. Let you take that pawn and try to. Oh no
c4,
no.
I'll
Yeah, yeah,
take
yeah.
anyway.
Now now D3.
Yeah, this is, I think, a good way for you to create some play in the position. Check, maybe.
King F8.
Yeah, I think I'll take
Take.
h4.
Hmm.
And what will happen is that this pawn to promote may not be easy because the bishop controls this square. Meanwhile, I'll start pushing my pawn here.
Got
So
it.
the only reason why this is winning for white or better is because the black king is very weak,
Got it.
and these weaknesses really help you.
Okay. Oh, because the queen needs weaknesses to attack. Got
Yes, very important.
it. Got it.
So Rook G7 was a very strong move. And I guess after Rook G7, he doesn't have a good way to answer this. I was looking at King E8, I was thinking. But even here, after check, King here and Bishop G4, this looks very powerful. Because now it's a checkmate almost, and you have to go back. Oops. And now I can even take Queen takes F7. And then pick up this bishop at the very least when I have a very good position. There could be other ways to win here. I guess bishop g4, stopping king from coming out is a possible move. Also e6 here, I am not sure. This is also very powerful because if bishop e6, you have queen e6. There is a pin this way.
Hmm.
So in the game, you went queen h6. He came here. You gave a check. He ran here. You came up here. I don't like this move. This is like just hoping against hope कि ये check को he may not see.
Also, if I give E6 check, I'll pick up his bishop. Oh
Yes,
no, I can't.
no, he'll take with the bishop. That is the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
This is not a good move, and
Hmm.
his move was good. I don't know why, what happened to him, why he played his rook here. He could have just played his king, and he's just winning.
Mhm.
So he went this, take here. Some chance you had, but you blundered this, and then you lost the
The
game.
time had run out.
Yeah, time had run out. But great game. I think Biswa very nicely done. And I think a lot of concepts that could be learned here. First of all, this opening initiative idea. where here instead of just knight c3 we looked at knight b5 bishop f4. The second point which was very important is for black to play e5, not allowing you to play e5. The third one was that here instead of putting your bishop on a very weird square on h5, you could have put it on a much better square on d3.
Mm.
Then when you went bishop h5, really liked the idea of rook lift and then bringing another piece into the attack. This is all very well done. I think a lot of it has to go to this grandmaster chess sessions where the
Yeah.
top players always brought their last piece into the attack.
Yeah. 100%.
They always used to like attack karna hai, but they will like, oh, that rook let me bring, and this is how
Yeah.
you are also bringing in your last piece into the game. So take here, and now this very cool calculation which we did with e6 in this, I think very important to do these long calculations accurately. And now this rook g7 move, which is basically the toughest moves for people who are learning how to calculate, because they don't know why this move. But I would say always give yourself another move
Yeah.
and say rook h7, and then ask yourself if in that one extra move opponent can do something. If they can't,
Got it.
believe it or
Got it.
not, you have to trust your instincts, otherwise you can never become a good player.
Yeah.
Okay, so we I will, before we go to Caro Kann, a slight like I'll give you a slight idea of it. I want to test your endgame skills, and that is why I have one position, and you need to be very quick in this because you know these things. But let's see whether you remember them or not. Who is winning in this position?
It's a draw.
Chat, do you think Biswa is right here? He says this is a draw. Do you agree, Biswa, with yourself? Do you agree with the
Oh,
Feist?
whose move is it?
That was the question I wanted you to ask. Whose move it is? The right question is whose move it is. If you say white to play here, then
Then it's a draw.
and black to play,
White wins.
fantastic. So if I go white to play king f5,
Then just king f7.
yes. And can you explain, like, let's say in the viewers right now, someone does not understand this, why it is a draw. Can you explain to them?
Uh, it's a draw because how to explain? Sorry.
They don't know opposition. They don't know
Yeah.
opposition. So how will you explain it? Once you can explain it to them, then you have understood it fully.
So see, this e pawn needs to go to e8 to promote, and it needs to be supported by the king when it promotes at e8. But if our king manages to keep his king away from the squares that surround e8, then he can't promote because then we'll just take the queen. That's why he wants to get his king to at least f7, d7, d8, or f8.
White wants to get his king here.
Yeah, but at this point he can't get it there because wherever he goes, we'll just कबड्डी खेलेंगे उसके साथ और उसको घुसने ही नहीं देंगे. So that's why no matter how much he tries, he can't promote. And if he tries too hard, then we'll end up taking the pawn. I mean, we have to make the moves to understand.
Okay.
But yeah.
There is one point which I want you, which you did not explain, which is very important. This is the concept of key squares.
So,
do you remember the concept of key squares? Whenever a pawn is here, the key squares are leave one file and these three squares.
Yeah. So if the white king can reach the key squares before the promotion, then white wins. If black has already reached and blocked off those squares, then white, it's a draw.
Exactly. If you just explain this concept of key squares, this is solved. So here, if white king could reach any of these three squares, then he's winning. Basically, the key square is leave one rank after the pawn and the next three squares.
They don't know opposition, but they know key square.
हाँ नहीं की स्क्वायर बताना है ना what is the key
Got it.
square, what is the key
Got it.
square, and then comes the concept of opposition, because now you are threatening still to enter these two key squares, so king cannot go here, otherwise he will come here and then it's for over. King
Yeah.
came on the key square, so therefore he comes here and says no entry to the key squares. So you say please 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 give me entry and you are like no, and that is the reason why this does not win for white. Okay, so by that logic now, you know, what we learned, very important, this happened in a game actually. White to play here, you see two great players. Marozzi is white, we know Marozzi bind now, so this was played in 1903, 118 years ago, against Frank Marshall. We know the Marshall gambit. So here Marozzi played the move king g2 and he offered a draw to Marshall. I don't know if he offered, but I'm just making up this part where he offered a draw. And Biswa, you are black now. Will you take the draw or not?
Yeah, I will take the draw. Why not? I will take the draw. I will take it like
With black, you will take the draw. Your pawn up.
yeah, but he's already there. I can't
Think
promote.
of the key squares. Which are the key squares? One file, leave one rank and the next three squares.
F3, G3, H3. So now if I play G4, he will just go and sit at H1, and there's nothing I can do.
Not H1. This is not a rook pawn.
No, no, the king will go and sit at H1 and G1, H1, G1, and he'll keep doing.
No, but that is not how it's a draw. When the pawn comes here, then the key squares become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are all the key squares. When the pawn is here. So if my king can reach any of these squares, it's winning for me. So imagine if you go to G1 and I go here, I'm winning. Even if I go here, I'm winning.
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, I'll just go to H2 here.
H2, very important move. Stopping him. Push. Now what is the move that white must play? Only move.
Wow, it's a little difficult. If king G1, no, can't play king G1. Has to play king F1. Yeah, king F1. Now king G1. Is a stalemate. No, king H2. Ah, pain, 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 man. The pain is real. Sorry, guys. The king G1 was the right move.
why, why did you discard king G1 here?
Because I thought you were asking, so must be something.
No, the main thing is again opposition. If
Yeah.
I go to F3,
F1.
now it's a draw, guys, because king black has to move and it's a stalemate. And if you go to H1, sorry, H1, sorry, yeah, king H3,
H1.
king H1, draw. So here you must understand, Biswa, that after king G2, the key squares are these three. And if black can reach any of these three squares, he wins. So what is your move here? Endgames are tough. Endgames are tough. I can tell you that.
King G4.
Why is it so surprising for you the move King G4?
Because it looks like a draw, but now we're in the position where white has to move. So now he moves and we reach one of the squares because he has to give us one of the squares.
Exactly.
Then he
Game
just moves.
over. Game over. And I want to just reiterate. Play with white pieces now. I want to show how black wins.
Play any move, King H2, then King F3 and black wins.
No, wait. Let me fight this. Okay. King G1.
I'll just push the pawn to G4 for now. But no, he'll take opposition. He'll take opposition. Sorry. Sorry.
Wait. Biswa, you should not be afraid of opposition all the time because you will have waiting moves with your pawn. So when you go here, yes, opposition is gone. But what after G3?
He has to give back.
He has to go. And then you go G2 and you reach this position which is winning for you because it's white to move. So this wins very trivially after King F3. Then here,
Just King H3. Don't care. Move pawn. Tricky. Slightly tricky. If we move G3, then King G1. Now G2 and King F2, and we win.
you win. Very good. Akshay Nathu says, me after this session, अभी तो आने दो 2 versus 3 pawn endgame. कभी हारेगा ही नहीं मैं. Reality gets checkmated with 3 queens. Guys, you are all preparing yourself for something which will happen very soon. You know, ये सब endgame आएंगे. Don't give up. And the last position, Biswa, if you have understood today what is being endgame, what is taught, you will crack this. White to play. What is the result of this game? So like वो calculation easy था इतना वो सब piece attack वाला.
Because white is going to win this.
How?
That I don't know. But white is on the key square.
Very good. Very good. Very important. Look, one rank left here. So that this pawn's key squares are this. So king is already there. So Biswa already knows that when the king is on the key square, it doesn't matter whose move it is. The side which has the king on the key square wins.
Okay, so here we go D3. And so what will he do?
But do you understand what does pushing a pawn mean?
Yeah, the key squares have now moved.
Have gone further ahead. Are you comfortable with this?
Yeah, because I'm going to outflank him.
Very good. Very good. Now you still keep the opposition in this position and you are going to go to one of the 3 squares.
Yeah.
If he goes
wherever
here,
he goes, then E5, King E5.
Very good. And I go here. Now
King
be
D5.
careful.
King D5.
Okay, now I go here.
King C6.
Okay, now I go here.
Just pawn D4.
Very good. Now I go here.
King C7. And there is no way he can win.
Now I go here.
Oh, he can win. King C6.
Now I go here.
Pawn D5.
Okay. Okay.
Where will you go?
Let me try to trick you.
You do whatever you want. It's just King C7 and you can't win.
Okay, good. Anyway, even here, if you had pushed the pawn, it was winning. But king c7 is professional way to win.
You can't do anything after that. Like whatever you do, my queening square is protected.
Correct. And if I go after d5, king d8,
Same king d6.
very good, very important. d6 now, draw. Because of
Yeah, it'll be king say e8, king f8. Sorry, king c8. What am I
not
saying?
e8. Because king c7 will come if I go to e8.
Yeah. King c8 pawn and then king d8 and draw.
So here it's important, as Biswa played here, to go king d6. Again opposition. King c8, outflank. King e8, outflank. And then push the pawn to queen. Do you think, Biswa, you have understood this concept well?
Yeah.
Of key squares, opposition, and outflanking. I think these are the three key elements of this
For
endgame.
sure.
I'll give
Yes.
you some more positions for homework. Maybe that will solidify. But I think we can do the Caro Kann thing next class.
Sure.
Yeah, because already a lot of this and could get a lot heavy in your head.
Yo, I am okay.
Yeah,
You,
but I
tell me.
would say that we'll do Caro Kann opening, because
Let's do it.
again it'll be too much. I feel that it will be again shifting from, so you did a lot of calculation. First you saw a lot of positions, you did calculation, and then you did end games, and now opening would be a bit too much. So we'll do it
Yeah, yeah.
next class.
Awesome.
Yeah,
ठीक है.
cool. All the
सागर भाई
best.
थक जाते हैं भाई. सागर भाई थक जाते हैं.
उम्र हो गई.
All right, Sagar bhai, all the best.
Today
for
was
your,
the first day in my entire like a year or so where I couldn't wake up before 10:30 a.m. Like I was usually I'll wake up at 6, 7. Today I woke up at 10:30, which shows like I'm get, or maybe it was because yesterday I went to this stream of Suhani. That's my job, and it was too tiring to guess
Okay.
people's job.
Got it.
How was your show in Habitat about the variety show?
Yeah, I was just hosting the show. It was Kenny, Kanis, Prashasti, and Akash Gupta. They were doing the show. I was just hosting it. It was a very fun show. I had a lot of fun. Also, I'm going to start my stream very soon.
Oh, streaming.
Yeah,
You mean on YouTube?
yeah,
Wow. When?
very soon. This month sometime.
What you will do?
Well, that you'll see.
Is it really not chess? Yeah, comedy.
No, not chess or comedy. Just something else. It's fun only.
General knowledge.
Something like that. Not general knowledge, but very basic and everybody can enjoy.
Oh, and
But-
you will teach something.
Not even teaching. It's fun. It's fun. I'll tell you.
But yeah, look forward to it. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So Biswa will stream, and you have any shows coming up?
I have a lot of shows this month. 16 shows lined up.
16 shows this month.
Yeah, at the same venue at the same time. It's a very small venue.
Habitat.
No. It is called That Comedy Club.
That comedy club. Huh?
Yeah, it's got 15 to 20 people ka seating abhi with COVID restrictions. I'm doing every Monday to Thursday this one. Not every, but currently we have released tickets for 11th to 14th, but we'll be releasing tickets as we go. And almost every Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m. the show will be there.
Oh. So everyone can come on every day will be different or same?
It's the same show every day.
So people can come once to see, or if they
Yeah,
enjoy seeing you do the same thing, they can come every day.
I mean, yeah, that's an option, but I should just come once. If you really like it.
So once Monday to Thursday in That Comedy Club in Bandra, right?
Yes.
Cool. I will definitely come once. It's
Yeah,
1
yeah,
hour
please come.
every day.
Yeah, it'll be 1 hour of me, but I'll have some friends doing some jokes. मतलब 7-8 minutes का करेंगे. Randomly, people will do what? There is some surprise acts, etc. So overall, from show start to show end will be 1 hour 20 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes.
Okay, cool, amazing. So guys, do check that out, and if someone wants to book the ticket, they can do it from ticket. What is it? From where can they do it?
I think it's either on Inside or a Book My Show. If you just follow that comedy club Bandra on Instagram, the ticket links will be there.
Cool, cool.
All right,
Okay.
friends.
And also tonight, Vaibhav Sethia is performing in Delhi. So if there is someone in Delhi, can check out. And Adiban asks, slow and steady wins COB4. I don't know if COB4 happened, but Biswa is actually preparing to maybe get a FIDE rating. That is much more important than.
I
Okay,
will.
maybe COB4 also is very important, but let's see when that happens.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, take care, and Biswa, thank you, and we'll
Thank
see
you so
you
much,
again
Sagar.
tomorrow if possible for you. Then we can do it at the same time, but we'll decide later.
All the best, Sagar, for your. And when is it starting?
No, it's like one match only with him in knockout. So if I lose, I'm out. So they asked me for a date yesterday. I have told them 31st of Jan,
Oh,
the
wow.
date. So they were saying 28th perhaps or 31st. So I in the month end basically.
All right. If you need any help destroying Eric Rosen, I can do background analysis.
I think one
All
of the
his games.
biggest thing which I am doing right now is that I'm analyzing everything with you without using any engines or anything. So that also helps me. Like today, all the analysis that we and then I checked it with the engine to see how accurate we were. So maybe these sessions are useful for me also.
Cool. I'll go analyze all of Eric Rosen's games.
That would be actually you will improve a lot. He plays a lot of London system and all of it.
Yeah, I'll go check it out.
Yeah,
All right.
he's a
See
great
you.
guy and I think a great player. So it'll be fun playing with him. Maza
Brother,
aayega.
not like that. He's our enemy number one right now. We have to defeat him. Don't give sympathy and then be later be like, he's a good guy, so I lost. No, he's enemy number one. We have to defeat.
ठीक है sir.
All right, brother.
Okay, bye. See you.
Bye bye.
भेरू सिंह पनवर से सागर भाई मजा आ गया, ये बताओ चेस ओपनिंग्स एंड पॉन स्ट्रक्चर कैसे इंप्रूव करूं. भेरू सिंह, in order to improve chess openings, there are many YouTube videos out there, but if you want something structured, I would recommend something interesting for you. And this is, let me just see if I can bring it up on screen. And this question everyone asks often, so I just want to put it out there as to how you can. So one of the things which I have been working on our website is, if you go to chessbase.in, and I hope you all know that Chessbase India now has a, I mean, was having a website, but many of the people think it's only a YouTube channel, but chessbase.in is the website. So in our shop here at the top of the screen, as you can see, I have made something called as recommendations based on level, which earlier did not exist. So when you click on it, you get recommendations based on level. I'll keep on improving it, but right now, if you go here, you will see that Chessbase account, Fritz 17, Strengthen Your Chess Foundation by Nisha, Chess Tactics from Scratch, Silman's Complete Endgame course, and then Fundamental of Chess Openings by Kyuzu. I think this one would be very good for you to improve. Chiu is a very good streamer. She is a WGM from Canada, and she streams a lot. But she made this DVD with Chessbase, and she's spoken about all the openings. If you look here, Italian game, Spanish, Caro Kann, French, Sicilian, Dragon, Queen's Gambit, Semi-Slav, Nimzo Indian. So I believe that this is a good way for you to learn openings. And she also has another DVD which is known as Fundamental of Tactics, where she talks about all the tactics like candidate moves, fork, pin, x-ray, skewer, discovered, attack, decoy. Beautiful. I mean, just contains everything. You see, today we learned Arabian mate. It's there. Anastasia's mate, which we learned, is there. maybe she gave some other name to Boden's mate, but I don't see it here. So this one is very good. So you can get this both, I think, fundamental of openings and fundamental of tactics. These two could be very useful for all the people who want to improve. So based on your level, check out these sections. Like intermediate level, I've put what would help you to reach from 1000 to 1500. From then 1500 to 2000, how can you reach that next level? If you're already 2000, then how to do it? And if you are, of course, about 2300, then what are the things? So I mean, chessbase India has all these things for, and if you're an ultimate beginner, then how to start? Ultimate means you don't know the rules at all. So how do you begin? So there is this book of Praful Zaveri chess course, Fritz and Chester to learn chess, Daniel King, and if you want only one book, it's there. So check this out. Okay, so let's see if you guys can check this out. It would be nice, and I'll see you all later uh, tonight at 8 p.m. and also at 3 p.m. I would really like if you guys can check out the premiere of Saundarya's. So Saundarya Pradhan is a 100% visually impaired chess player, and he has created a small website which is known, which link I have given here, accessible chess Heroku app. And if you put a fin of any position, it actually, so what happens mainly for chess players, for blind chess players, is that let's imagine that this is the position on the board right now here, and I want them to know what to play here with black. So they will not understand what is the position on the board. So what he has done is, he says you copy the position over here, and then you go to my website and paste it in this, the fen, and when you submit it, it will tell you exactly what are the pieces. So king c7, pawn d5, king e8, and this with the screen reader, it reads out king c7, pawn d5, black king e8, while for on the chessboard it does not read out. So this is a very important thing he has made for blind chess players or visually impaired players, where they don't have to rely on seeing but can hear and visualize. So therefore I think this is very good. Rohit Atalya, thank you so much. And he says Guru Dakshina. Thank you for always sending this. So check this out. At 8 p.m. we have a stream with Nihal Sarin where he will analyze one of his best games. And also I'll be inviting Saundarya to that stream to so that you guys can see him and talk to him, ask him some questions if you have. And also at the end, Saundarya's brother Prachurya, who's also 100% visually impaired, will join in, and we have a small surprise in that stream, so please do join in that. Okay, so thank you all for being here, and I'm very glad that all of you still learn chess, improve at it. Let's keep going and let's keep improving. Until then, take care. Bye bye.